Hello, everyone. Like I usually do, I come in a tad bit early to give people an opportunity to get to their computers, turn on their phone, things of that magnitude. Today's topic is very, very needful. Now, I've already gotten some feedback that wasn't so great because for the first time I put the topic on the announcement and the flyer. And some people were not happy with that, which proves that this conversation need to be had. A lot of us have suffered through our childhood and is still forced to suffer because don't nobody want to talk about it. Don't nobody want to properly address it. So I'm just going to dive in there and address this issue. Hello, how you doing, Andre? And hey, you ready to talk? All right, all right. Devin is Crepe Myrtle. He said he's ready to talk, and I have a special guest that's going to be talking live with you guys and myself today. Um, I'm going to let her introduce herself exactly at 4 o'clock so I won't get anything wrong. I always jack up people's titles and things like that. So I call her my sister, my everything, my new bestie, Linda, call her Diva. She has conjured up the courage to join me in this interesting topic and situation. Hey, Six Page. Hey, Eric, David, hi, Pops. Hey, Auntie Val, how you doing? And so while everybody's coming on here, like I said, first of all, I don't really, I'm going to wait 2 more minutes and then we're just going to dive in. Now, I usually like for the show to go from 4 to 4:30, but I have a feeling that this is going to need more time because I want you guys to get an opportunity to get some things off of your chest, to discuss things that you need to discuss for the very first time, something you may be keeping a secret, for the sake of the family. Don't nobody care about you, but they want you to keep it for the family so we won't be looking bad. Whatever. Today, we're going to set ourselves free. And I would be amiss not to do what I'm asking you to do, which is put your business out in the street. Now, you guys don't have to be as candid as I'm going to be. No, even though this is a judgment-free zone, everybody's requested to be respectful of everybody's experiences, everybody's opinions. And that's all I ask. Don't be judging nobody. Don't be looking down on nobody. No, this is not the place for that. If you want to go do that, go over YouTube where the other folks at. But we're not going to do that here. We're here to help each other. It takes a village. It takes a community to heal. You see what I'm saying? So first of all, hey, Judy. Hey, Dane. How you guys doing? I just want to welcome you all guys to the Less D experience. Once ago, I did not come up with that. Big O did. Otis, one of my business partners, came up with that name. But I want to reiterate that I have a special guest on here today. Linda, you want to, first of all, I need you guys to let me know if you can hear or not. Linda, are you there?
I'm here.
Can you guys hear her? Judy, can you hear Linda? Hey, Nettie, how you doing, boo? Y'all guys, let me know if you can hear Linda or not before I let her introduce herself, okay? Really quickly, can someone let me know? Linda, say something else.
Hello, how's everyone today?
Can you guys hear her? Hey, Daryl. Okay, Devin says they can hear you. Can you introduce yourself, give your full name and what you do and who you are?
I knew you was going to do that to me. I'm Linda Brooks. I'm owner of Next Phase Entertainment. I own an entertainment company for young talented artists. And I'm here today, and I'm so glad I'm on this particular show today because I have so much to explain and to let out. This is going to be exciting and an experience for me for doing something like this too. And I hope that it helps others with what we're going to be talking about today.
Awesome. And Linda, and I don't like to say, some people like to call themselves victims and things like that. I like to call myself a survivor because guess what? We survived it,
Oh, yeah.
And if you're here, even listening, talking, whether you just choose just to view it and not share, you're still being a part and you're still a survivor. Hey, Dr. Raheem is in the house. Yes, so we have an expert in the house. We have a lot of people with experiences who are survivors. And hopefully some people are on here or will come on here that has conquered it so you can help a sister out. I don't know how delivered Linda is, but I still need therapy. So we're going to jump right in there. First of all, I would like to say, for the first time, I did put the actual topic on the announcement, the event, the flyer thing. And so people knew what I was going to be talking about. And I already got some pushback for discussing this, which is part of the problem. Things have happened to us when we were 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 12, high school, college. Things have happened to myself and others that I don't know about you guys, but I still deal with it. And it's just not a female thing. Now, what makes this situation even worse is that we think we have it bad, ladies, but when things happen to little boys, because of the way our societies is set up and how narrow-minded and ignorant people can be, they can't even tell anybody at all half the time. And then you have them, growing up to be men with some serious issues, so we're going to tackle this thing. Hey, Otis, how you doing? We're going to tackle this thing right off. Now, like I said beforehand, I'll be the one to go first.
Okay.
Oh, God. And let me say something. I'm laughing and I'm smiling because I'm nervous. I have never been nervous about nothing I've talked about on here, but this particular subject, I'm nervous. I almost changed my mind. I don't know how many times, Linda. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to put all my business in these streets, the Facebook streets. But I have to stay true to who I am. And I have to somehow get some answers, get some healing for myself. And I have to move forward properly. I'm not going to go into a lot of details because I was asked not to go in a lot of details because I don't want to embarrass. It's not my intention to embarrass, my children or anybody like that or whatever. But, I'm going to be selfish and it's about me. It's about my healing. Now, I'm going to open it up by saying, have you guys, I'm going to talk to the ladies really quickly. Ladies, have you ever, including you, Linda, have you ever been around a group of us and we're discussing what we've done with our mate, spouse, lover, or whatever else? And, women be discussing that. And every time I'm in a group like that, I'm usually off in the corner if there's a corner to be in, or I'm sitting really, really quiet. Because of a lot of things that the women are sharing that they've done or they do or they get done, I don't. And the reason I don't is because when I was really, really young, I mean young, not too young that I was not self-aware, because I remember it like today. I remember it. But something was done, to me. And it was a friend of the family. It wasn't a family member, but a very close friend or person within our family. And the thing that was done, I'm trying to be I'm trying to be politically correct in here. I mean, Linda, how raw should I get? But
I think when you're doing something like this, Leslie, you have to be able to talk about it because there's someone out there that's holding it in, and they need to bring it out so that way they can heal. And that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to join the show, because of what happened to me. And if you need for me to help you to bring it out, I can by saying what happened to me. I was raped at 12 years old by a family member, my cousin who I loved. And as time went on, to make a long story short, I never told anyone, not even my own mother. I wouldn't tell her. But I ended up getting pregnant at 16 years old. My mother always wondered why. This wasn't what she had planned for me. But after I had my daughter at 16, I finally told her, Mom, I was raped at 12 years old. And she said, oh my God, why didn't you tell me this? And I told her because I was told not to. I was ashamed and I was afraid to tell anyone. But she told me that she was there for me. But I wouldn't talk to it about anyone, to anyone. And then as time went on in life, other things happened to me where sometimes people will have it where they want to be violent with it or they don't know how to handle it. I was wanting to be sexually more active then. And then I got married and my spouse didn't want that. He wanted to know why was I so sexually active, and I couldn't really even tell him why because I felt so ashamed and so embarrassed. So to talk to about now, it makes me feel good because it's like I want everyone else in this world who's holding something in to let it out. This is the only way that you're able to heal. I didn't go to a doctor. I didn't see a psychiatrist. I didn't talk to a doctor about it. I told my mother, and I tried to deal with it myself. And as dealing with for myself through the years, I wanted sex. It was all about me having sex and didn't know why this feeling was still here. And I'm still that way, and I'm 56 years old. But I have to content myself to a certain point because my spouse is not like that. So it bothers me. It's like, what did I do at this age that made me want to have this? Now I can't have it because this is what I want. And it still bothers me to the day because I feel that part in my life is still haunting me. Let me put it that way. It's still haunting me.
Let me stop you there. I like that you use the word haunting. It never occurred to me to use that word. It literally haunts you. And you guys can jump in who are just chiming in and who are in the comments. But I like that word because people think, I have been told when I try to feel somebody out like a girlfriend back in the day or something like that, when you try to feel somebody out and ask somebody about it, they will go, that happened when you was 5, or that happened when you was 8, or this happened when you 11. Why are you still dealing with that? Get over that. That comes from a person who's never had an experience like that, because it literally haunts you. And what people don't realize, when someone is violated in any capacity, whether it's just touching down there or them placing stuff in your hand or whatever is happening, when you're 4, 5 to the age of 11 and 12 and 13, those are your formidable developmental years. And during those years, you're not supposed to have a certain switch flipped on that early. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm glad Dr. Raheem is on here so he can shed some professional light on some things. But look, first of all, I'm not here to be a professional, an expert on nothing. I'm here for therapy, just like you guys are. And it was very difficult for me to choose this topic. But because I talked to several people, I'm like, men too. I talked to some guys in their 40s and 30s and 50s who have had things done to them by men and by women. We're going to talk about that as well. When you flick that switch on in somebody that young, people react different ways. Like in Linda's case, it makes you want it. Just like somebody crave a cigarette or a drink or crave some crack. Like babies are born on crack or something. When you get that sexual switch flicked on too early, even though there's guilt with it, and shame, and you're not, and in your head, you know you're not supposed to be doing it in your head, you physically automatically yearn that thing. That thing happens like that for some people. In Linda's case, that switch being flicked on made her promiscuous, or like, I don't want to say nympho because it's not a nympho, but
I'll say it. I was. I'll say that for you.
yeah,
I'm not ashamed of it because
yeah,
I've been married
yes,
3 times. And it wasn't like one of those things that I was in and out of a relationship. I married one, got out of that, married another, but it was, I was a nympho. I'm not ashamed of that because it was only with one man that I was a nympho with.
mm-hmm.
But when he turned me down, I felt like I was dirty, like there was something wrong with me. And then I went to remember back then at 12 years old, well, God, if that hadn't happened to me, maybe I wouldn't be in this situation, or maybe I wouldn't feel this way, you know?
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm still hurting for, because when I'm turned down from my spouse, yeah, it bothers me because then I start remembering what happened to me when I was 12 years old. And I'm still going through it, but I try not to focus on it totally. I try to put myself in a different situation. I try not to even think about it. I try to go on doing something else, not thinking about sex. But
yeah,
I do it.
Well, Dr. Raheem is on here, and he is saying acknowledgement begins the true healing process. And this is what we're doing today, child, trying to do it anyway. Help me. This specific trauma, he moved. Everybody's chiming in so quickly. This specific trauma can be a two-edged sword. You may suppress it, but it molds, y'all coming in, but it molds your normals positively and definitely negatively. Now, see, let's go. And Susie is saying, both are my children. Oh, my God. Both of my children were molested by my ex-husband. My oldest ran with it and was able to deal. My youngest became angry, very sexually active, and she still carries so much hate, and she can't keep a good man. Wow. Hey, Cedric, thank you for chiming in. I just wanted to say, Linda, thank you so much, Linda, for being so candid. But she's at the end of the spectrum where her switch being turned on so early made her promiscuous and like a nymphomaniac and just gotta have a lot of sex. You know what I'm saying? Me, on the other hand, I'm on the opposite end. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You know.
You got it, Leslie. You got it.
Okay, God. For example, my first, and it had been multiple occasions of things happening to me because I developed early, and it was like open season on Leslie, you know. But the very first situation, wow, what was done to me made me. I'm just gonna say it like this, and you guys can whatever. You know how most people love oral sex, and women be like, they love it being done to them. You know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be this wonderful feeling, and oh my God, the thing you can get done to you is that. That terrifies me, and I don't get it done. I just don't, because that was the thing that was done, the first thing that was done to me in a series of encounters throughout my childhood. And so when I think of it, if a man would go, first of all, I'm about to say this. If you guys got children listening to me, even if they can hear my voice or hear your computer or your phone, please remove them. Please, please, please remove them. Okay. So I'm going to say it like this. If a man go, oh, girl, I can't wait to, you know what y'all say. Linda, help me out. Gosh.
It's hard because it's coming from you, and being the respectful person that you are, that's why you're not going to be able to comfort yourself for it without having to go maybe get counsel because you can't talk about it. Just say what you have to say. Look, Dr. Phil is on TV. He says what he needs to say to help others, and that's what you're doing today. You're saying what you need to say to help others.
Okay. Well, if a man go, Leslie, you know, you men say it different ways, I guess. But there go, Leslie, I want to go down there and pleasure you. That's not how y'all used to say it, but I'm trying to make it a little clean. Most women, if you say that to most women, they be, all right now, baby, or woohoo, or they have that feeling like, yes, I'm about to get chewed today, or whatever people say. My reaction is like, no, 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 thank you. I seem like such a dork. But I'll go, no, 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 thank you. No, no, no. And people like, what up, baby? I'm like, oh, no, no, no. No, thank you. And or they'll go, well, do you know how to blah, blah, blah? I was like, no, I don't know how to do that either. Because I just, and it's crazy. I'm 49 years old and I don't know how to do those things because my first experience with something like that was so young and it was so traumatizing. I was so confused that anything that I just can't. I just can't. And it's a shame. And then in addition to that, even when I gain weight because of the prednisone and the steroids and all that thing, because I used to run track, cheerleading, basketball, football, I used to be an athlete. So when the tumors and everything in my illnesses made me gain weight, this may sound sick. I told you I need therapy, but I actually didn't mind it so much because I looked at it as a shelter or a shield. Like, no man don't want me. That's good. I ain't got to deal with that sex stuff. I'm good. No, I'm good. Or I'll say, I'll just raise cats and die before I learn a man to do that. And I'm allergic to cats. That's how much I was like, you know what I'm saying? And also when my illness and different hardships in relationships caused me not to be able to be sexually active, and the first year, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, 4.5 years of no getting down with the get down, child, I'm in heaven. I don't care. I don't care. I can do without it. And people look at me like, how in the world you ain't getting your back blown out, huh? I'm good. I'm good. And I had to stop and realize, like, God, what is wrong with me? And then I sat down one day and I was like, oh my gosh, I still don't have a healthy thought process when it comes to oral sex, any of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm way at the other end of one spectrum. Linda is way at the other end. And I'm sure some of you guys fall somewhere in between. And let me get off of ladies for a minute. Not only do we have to watch our girls, y'all, we have to watch our boys. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even imagine what it's like to be a male and that happened to them by another male. You see what I'm saying? Who in the world do you tell? Who in the world do they talk to? And I'm pretty sure there's not going to be one man on here to admit that they've been bothered or, I don't even like to say it, or raped or anything like that. And I don't expect you to. I know, because after this show, you guys got to live. And, I don't expect you to. But I know that has happened. And so.
It happened to my nephew. My nephew.
Talk a little louder.
I said it happened to my nephew.
What happened?
He was 10 years old when it happened to him.
He was 10?
And he didn't talk about it. And what it did to him, it messed with him mentally. And we couldn't find out until later on in life when he watched my daughter be raped by his friends. And we asked, why did you do that? And his answer was, it was done to me. And we were like, hey, you could have told us this so that we could have gotten help for you. Now you help with ruining someone else's life. So men need to talk about it too, because mentally it bothers them. And I can tell you right to this day, my nephew is not the same. He's been in and out of jail ever since 18 years old. He joined a gang to find comfort and safety. So when it happens to a man, they find another way, another alley to go down. So they need to talk about it too. If they want to talk about it, I will feel that they should talk about it. This way they have someone who's here to comfort them too.
Well, Dr. Raheem, hey Kevin, how you doing? Dr. Raheem is saying that that has been a struggle for many men. not just to tell somebody when it happens, when they're a boy, when they're 7, 6, 8, 10, middle school, high school, college. But it's a struggle now. My question to whoever's looking or whoever's listening or whoever's going to look and listen when we're done doing it live, what can a man do? Now, women, I'm struggling. I'm a female, and I'm still like Linda's trying to pull it out of me right now. But what does a man do? Because I know for a fact, and I would never call names, that when that happens to some men, they overcompensate by being promiscuous as well, and just trying to hit every woman they can find and whatever else. Or you have a man who gets married because he still loves women. They still love women or whatever else. But again, that switch have been flipped on too early. And the body craves and wants what it wants. Y'all can play games all you want to. The body wants what it wants. Now, some people can fight it and do fine. Some people commit suicide. Some people just can't, and some people are just living miserable. Some men love their wives, but because of some experience they've had or trauma like that they've had in their childhood, they still find themselves desiring a certain feeling or whatever else. It's just a mess. And I don't know why us's don't believe in getting therapy for ourselves or our children. One, well, I know it's too expensive, and I feel like it is ridiculously expensive. So that's why I can suggest, like, where are the churches? Are the churches set up to handle that type of thing? That's a community center or something like that. Dr. Raimi says social stigma affects too many men for them to get any help or deal with it.
And that is so true. That is so true. And when you asked that question, I was saying to myself, why don't men come to it? That's why we have so many Black African American men in jail from rape. Not knowing that the reason why they're in jail for rape is because something happened to them. We have so many that's in prison for murder, for killing, raping and killing because they didn't know what to do. After they finished doing what they did to a woman, so they figure they shut her up, they kill her. They're in jail now. So when you ask that question, it's like men will not come to the table and say that. I think they're masculine plays a big part in it. Like, I can handle this. I can get over this. When it comes to women, even some women don't even come to the table. You have some that wants to heal, that they'll come and they'll talk about it. But then you have some that say, well, I can get over this. Like me, I'll be honest, like me, I can get over this. And my first thing came to my mind was, I'm not going to pay all that money to talk to no psychiatrist. I can handle this.
Yeah.
And I did. But you know what helped me? I read my Bible. I read my Bible and I prayed to God every night. Please help me get over this feeling. Please guide me the right way. Please take this lust out of my heart. I knew that was one of the commandments that he hated, the lust and the lying and the cheating. And I said, please get that feeling out of me. And I prayed on a daily basis, and believe me, prayer helps.
I know prayer helps, and I totally agree, that, prayer, which is just a conversation. But for those who are not Christian based or have faith or have been introduced to faith or whatever else, my question is, how do they cope? How do they get over it? And Dr. Raim is saying it causes PTSD, that many men don't want to reach out for help or even fathom talking to someone. And that's why I'm doing it today. I mean, starting from this day forward, if you guys are those men, or your brother or your homeboy, well, how would you know your homeboy? He's not gonna tell you. But I don't know. Just open up a conversation. Don't be laughing at nobody's. Oh man, just get over it. And the thing that always people tell people is, everybody got a story. Get over it. Keep it moving. Press forward. But what happens? You become promiscuous, or you become a nympho, and you gotta have it, and you with a partner who's normal, and you got to have that sex, he's not giving it to you, you're going to cheat or divorce him. Because you need constant pleasure. You know what I'm saying? In Linda's case, in my case, I just don't want to do it. I'm afraid of it. And it's just not afraid of it. That's, well, yeah, I don't even know. It just doesn't do anything for me. And I've been told you ain't had the right one to do it to you yet. You're not helping, dude. You know, talking to me that way is not helping the situation. And you don't want to tell men that you meet that this thing has happened to you. You know, because you don't want them looking at you like some kind of freak or whatever else. You know, but how do you, I don't know, I guess you would have to communicate with that special one and go, look, this is why I don't like doing it. This is why I never learned how to do you. It's associated with something negative for me. And I've never had a man to go, okay, baby, let's visit that. Let's talk about that. Let me help you through it. Or let me go bit by bit, or let's experiment with this to get you closer to that. I've never had nobody to care enough to even see. You see what I'm saying, Linda? I've never, maybe that's what I'm missing. No, I don't want to get in trouble, but I don't know. Y'all have to talk to me about that. I don't know. Oh, Dr. Raheem is saying, huh?
I think it should be some places where you get together as a group and help each other. They don't have centers like that where it's free to go and talk to someone about situations like that, or be able to open up and let what's in them come out so that they can feel comfortable about going to someone to talk about it. Because a man would look at it as like, that is so embarrassing. Even women, and you too, look at it as so embarrassing. But I always say you have to first start yourself to heal. If you can't do it by yourself, then you have to go get help. If you can't or don't have a friend that you can sit down and talk to, that you don't have to worry about hearing it all over the world, or
that's it.
Down the street,
somebody running their mouth telling your business.
Right. That's not going to help. If you have someone that you can confide in to talk about it, then they can take you by the hand and help you. Hey, let's talk about this. So let me explain this to you, or this is what's happening. And you really have to open up to get that out of you so that you can kind of heal yourself if you're not going to go get the proper counseling for it. I thank God that I was strong enough to sit and be able to deal with it myself. But like I said, sometimes it hurts when my husband tells me, I don't feel like that. That's just too much. And it's like, what? You know?
Wait.
Go grab me a book.
Look,
grab a book.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm not coming at your husband. Don't know your husband. But let's just take a scenario like that, listeners. You know, if a person who has been traumatized like that, and she is very sexually, I don't know, you're an info, and you have a husband, does your husband know that about you?
Yes, I explained it. I told him what happened to me, and he was comforting. I have to give him credit. He was comforting. But and I'll be totally honest with you, that's why they have the stores that they have, because if he doesn't fulfill what I need when I need it, I go to my Play Toy stores.
Okay.
So, you know, but I will never go out and cheat on him, or I got to have this 24/7. No, it's not like that. It's just that when you tell me no, I don't like rejection, because then I start thinking, well, what's wrong with me? What did I do to make him say no? You know, and then I start thinking about when I was 12 years old, what happened to me?
Yeah.
You know,
so you know, to those who don't have enough willpower or strength to, if their husband says no, I don't feel like doing it. We already did it 2 times, man. You want some more? You want some more? Give me a break. Go get me a Slurpee or something. Whatever it takes, you know. And if you have worn him out, completely worn him out, and you still need it and want it and whatever else, everybody don't have the willpower to go grab a book or a toy or whatever else. A lot of women go out there and get their back blown out by somebody else. And can I say that? I can't say that. Sorry, guys. Whatever. You know, and what has really helped me is humor. You know, I gotta laugh about a thing to keep from going insane. I I don't know why that is, but that just is, but my question is, everybody's not as strong as you are. So when your man tell you, no, I don't want no more booty, what do you do? And also, does the church have a responsibility to those who go to church to have a class or whatever, or take up the slack? Because that's part of someone's healing, soul ties, the monkey on their back, or whatever you want to call it. Is that fair to say that a church should do it? Is it fair to say that it's the spouse's or partner's responsibility to help a mate over that? It's just so many facets of this situation and so many things that's going on. So my question, I guess, is, I say yes, but I want to know what you guys say. Does childhood...
One of your listeners today, and Otis was saying how he said is, however, it's important that if this happened to men, they need to discuss it. We got enough men in jail behind rape, raping kids, raping girls, raping boys because of something that has happened to them. They need to discuss it. And that was one of your listeners are saying.
Okay. Otis?
Yeah.
Otis said that?
What he said is true.
Yeah. And also, let me say, because most of us have children. Well, my children are grown. And grandkids or whatever, I'm a no. We really have to, because I was afraid to tell so many times as they happened, because it was like a best friend of the family or somebody who it's just so many reasons or types of people that makes it very fearful for a child to tell. But we need to be in tune to our children. You need to see any behavioral changes. You need to see that if a child, let's say you're having company over a party or something like that. Hey, Larry, and somebody said, hey, come here, little Shaquique, well, give me a hug. If Shaquique was like, I don't want to hug him. Don't go, girl. Go on over there and stop being stupid. Stop having attitudes. Go hug him. No, do not do that. If your child or your grandchild is uncomfortable with hugging somebody, greeting somebody, do not make them do that. Even if it's nothing sexual, they haven't molested them or whatever else. There's a red flag. Animals and children. If you see birds going somewhere, animals running, you better run with them because something's going on. So animals and children, if your child do not want to hug somebody, I don't care if it's their stepdaddy, their granddaddy, their grandmama, or whoever. I don't care how close this person's supposed to be to you and the family or whatever else. Don't make your child hug somebody or kiss somebody on the cheek or sit on their lap, especially if I don't want to. I'm getting excited. Just be mindful of that, people. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Baby, why are you doing like that? Why are you acting like that? You see what I'm saying? A lot of things happened to me because I wasn't being watched, or I was in a place where my family thought I was safe, but I wasn't being looked after or checked up on, like talking about it. And people, mamas work, and some of us are latchkey kids, and sometimes your neighbor, all kinds of scenarios, guys. And if you're like me, you're developing real early. Like at 9, I was really developed at 9. Okay, let's see. Sonia is saying, I have said the same thing. Never made my kids do that. Very good. I commend you, Sonia, on that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who it is. It could be Bishop Tutu. If my kid does not want to shake Bishop Tutu's hand, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just wave at him. You good. No. So it's just so much. Oh, God, it's 4:34. We are so over. Dr. Raimi says, always trust your kid's reaction. Please, please, please. And we're definitely going to have a part 2. And when I have a part 2, maybe Tuesday, because the Leslie Experience, the talk show is every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 o'clock to 4:30. We try to keep it at 4:30. But this is a lot of other things that I want to address and go over that is needful. We need to have a part two. A lot of people was at work and couldn't chime in right away, and I see that a lot of people did not share. Hey, April, how you doing? Their experiences, and I understand that. I did not even expect somebody to get on here and go, "Yeah, I was blah blah blah." I understand. Trust me, I could barely say what I needed to say about me. Uh, it, there's a lot of things I could share, and that's I. You know what, Linda? I am still hesitant, still afraid of hurting people. What I'm saying is, or exposing where, who, what, and where. You see what I'm saying? And that carries over from childhood. People are still alive. People are still, you know what I'm saying?
But you know something too, Leslie? You don't have to say names. They're going to know what they did. And it should hurt them for what they did to you, okay? So you don't have to actually say what names. Everybody got plenty of cousins, got plenty of uncles and brothers and sisters. So
friends of the family.
You know what I'm saying? So the person that by you not saying names, that person's already going to feel who they're talking about. It's going to bother them. It's going to eat them up on the inside, and it should eat them up on the inside.
Does it really? Do you think that it bothered them? Because I'm just like, do they care? Do they realize what they've done? Or I've always wondered that.
If they have a conscience, it will bother them because I'm quite sure they got kids.
Well, now
in their life, you know, are they going to think, is this happening to my child? You see what I'm saying? It's going to bother them. It's going to eat them up to know what they did or what they took you through your life. I don't have to worry about it no more because my cousin's dead and gone now, you know. And
oh, you did? Oh, he did.
And everyone in my family knows what he did to me. I didn't care anymore. Yeah, it was my cousin that did this to me, and now he's dead and gone. And guess what? When he has to, he's going to have to answer to God to that.
Wow.
You know, so it doesn't bother me no more. That part of my dreams is gone because he's gone.
But you know what's interesting? I asked that question because I sing at all kinds of funerals, everybody's funeral, and I sung at a particular funeral in my hometown, and then they have the repast at the end, and I was sitting at the table by myself because I always go by myself. And I was just sitting there, looking at my phone, see what calls I missed because I turned my phone off. Funeral etiquette, y'all, sidebar. But anyway, and so I felt somebody sit beside me, but everybody was crunched up sitting beside everybody. So I still didn't look up. And so I'm texting and I'm looking down, and I heard this familiar voice, a voice I hadn't heard since I was 12. But I remembered it. And the voice said, "Hey, Les." And I didn't even look to the side immediately. I just froze. I kid you not. I felt like I was 12 again. Every feeling, I started sweating. I was like, oh my God, I know that voice. I know that voice cannot be. And I just kept on texting like I heard it. And then he said, "Oh, you can't speak to nobody now?" He said, "You showed and growed up." I can't tell y'all on live what I said, but I will say this. I was not a little kid anymore. And you almost said something. And so I turned around, and all of a sudden, I had to shake off that 12-year-old baby. And I remembered who I was right then. I was 47 freaking years old. And I had my cell phone in my hand, and I had a fork and a knife. I turned around to that person, almost said the ninja. I turned around and I was like, "Excuse me? What did you say?" "Oh, I was just saying you grown up now." Which means is you remember what you did. So you acknowledge what you did because of the way he said it. You grown up now. You see what I'm saying? You have no remorse for what you did, and you have the kahunas to approach me and he whispered, it's like a snake in my ear. He leaned over like in my hair and said it. I turned around. I felt like Celia from The Color Purple. I grabbed my fork. I said, I will put all kinds of holes in you. You just yeah. And when I jumped up, I was going to beat him for the old and the new. And I started crying and shaking. Everybody in the funeral was like, what the is going on? I was going to jump him. And he go, well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Like I just flipped out and went crazy for nothing. And I went to jump on him, but somebody grabbed me back. And everybody was looking at me like I was crazy because they didn't hear anything because the snake was whispering it in my hair, in my ear. Now, I didn't even know I was going to react that way. That's that PTSD that Dr. Aim was just talking about. I clicked. It's like I clicked. And I wasn't little anymore. And I was going to lay it on him. I was going to take that fork and dig all his privates out. And, let me get out of here because people crazy up in here, and try to play on the fact that nobody knew what was going on. And since I was the one that was outwardly acting out, he tried to play on that. People crazy, just jumping on people for nothing, blah, blah, blah. But he knew, and I knew. And I couldn't, the tears were just flowing, but I wouldn't take my eyes off him. I was trying to look at him eye to eye, but he was shifty-eyed. That's what I'm talking about. I know I need therapy. And he's still alive. And the other ones.
You still have a lot of anger on the inside of you.
I'm sorry for yelling, y'all.
If you can't handle that by yourself, then yeah, you need counseling to help you handle that anger.
Do I sound angry?
Yeah, I can hear it in you.
I don't sound angry. Y'all, do I sound angry?
I mean, you're very professional about the anger that you have, but I can hear that in you. But
the audacity, Linda. That's why I asked you, do people really care? Or do they feel guilty? Or are they ashamed? Because from that experience, don't seem like they care.
I still have the scar. I have the scar for when he tried to do that to me again. I ran down the stairs behind him, and he shut the screen door, and my arm and leg went through the screen door, and I still have that scar, So when you say you can try to forget about it, I still got a scar to see it, but I'm done. He's dead and gone, and I'm happy.
Well, I run into several of people now and then, and I got to do better. And what makes it about, I don't think of them. It's not like every day I'm feeling this burden. It doesn't work like that. It's like when you see them, or you smell a certain scent, or you hear a certain song, or it's just different triggers, and you just flip out like, what the? And okay, people are on here commenting. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if I can get back. Somebody was on here saying something who's new. I'm sorry, babies. I'm sorry, y'all. Look over my. Well, we over 4:30. Jamie Bowden is saying, my experience, I was 13 and raped by 3 men at the same time. And one was my cousin, molested by family members since I was around 4, sexually assaulted in 2015, and many other bad experiences involving rape and sexual assault too. Too much to write. I'm so sorry, Jamie. The fact that you shared that, I commend you. You are awesome. None of it was, let me look in the thing. None of it was your fault. None of it was my fault. None of it was Linda's fault. And any of you men who that's happened to, you don't have to share, but it wasn't your fault either. We were babies, children, defenseless children. But what we do have to do now is somehow, and I don't know how, that's why I got Dr. Aim on here. I don't know how. Linda says she did it through prayer and the Bible, and we need some other ways as well. I don't know, but we're doing this so we can find out how. So I can stop flipping and having my, my tick, But Jamie, I want to say thank you. You're beautiful, because I'm looking at your profile picture. You're gorgeous, and I just commend you for sharing that, because I know that was difficult. I'm having a difficult time up here on camera looking crazy to the whole world. whatever.
No, you're not. You're beautiful. What are you talking about?
I didn't know I was gonna go off like that. I do apologize, y'all. Just recounting what he did. It was so centipede snake-like, just all up in my hair, right here. You know,
don't
and
apologize. That was on your inside. Don't apologize. That's what you wanted. That's what you need to get out, that anger. Don't apologize.
wow.
You were very professional about it. No, you got that anger out. That should help you heal a little bit too.
Yeah. But you know, and I'm not up here trying to be a perv, but I want to start enjoying things that other adults enjoy that I don't do. I want to get over certain hurdles because I'm cognitively, I know what's wrong and I know where it stems from and I know why. You see what I'm saying, Linda? But I just can't bring myself to do it, get it done, act like a real adult my age. I just, you know,
Well,
it's like being.
You did your first step.
Yeah.
You did your first step. You talked about it. And I'm so glad to be a part of this segment. So you did your first step of it. Now you got to keep that going. And you don't always have to bring it onto your show, but you got to keep it going within your home, within yourself.
You know, but my thing is, oh my goodness, since you know I am aware of what's wrong and why I don't like certain things and have never had things done or don't blah blah blah. You know, somebody can contact me in my messages if things are too raw that you have to say to me or any kind of solution or whatever. But it's like being celibate is like my best friend. And you ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. Don't about to see you naked but the coroner and Jesus. You know. You know, you ain't got to worry about learning how to do something at the age of 49 or learning this. I'm such in a big, giant comfort zone is ridiculous. But I know I can't, like, well, I've been doing it for like over 30 some years or more. I don't know. But that's my comfort zone. I know I need therapy, Linda. You know, but I don't want to get to okay, wait. Hi, Aunt Mary. Oh, Lord, Aunt Mary. Don't ask no questions, Aunt Mary. I'm not going to tell. What should I tell? I don't know. But hi, Dante. Jamie is also saying, I learned to live. Prayer is part of my healing, but faith was the key. That's how Jamie is coping with it and things like that. I will say this. Some people, Linda and Jamie, and you guys can help me with this since you guys are really talking about like God and church and things like that. What do you guys tell the sister or brother or child or whomever who has been raped by leadership, who has been raped in the church, molested in the church? Where do they go? What do they do? How do they gain their confidence back in church leadership? How? What happens? Oh gosh, they're gonna have to leave a message. All these calls are coming through, guys. Please, yeah, okay. It's a whole bunch of messages coming through. I'm trying to click them off. No, not now. Put your comments in the comment section. And guys, remember to share. This can help somebody. And we're going to have a part 2, hopefully, on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We were supposed to end at 4:30, but I really want to get Jamie's story in as well. I thank you, Linda. I will call you back, Linda, when I get off live. Okay? So we can talk. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing, baby.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye. So guys, I'm going to go ahead on and end this. Judy. Okay, I'm going to share Judy's story, guys. I don't want to leave anyone out. If you got the courage to say something, I want to be able to read your story. Okay, Judy is saying, when I was 8 and my sister was 7, my mother's grown married brother with his wife lying next to him alongside his 5-year-old daughter stayed overnight during a visit. The next morning, trying to get it all up here. Okay. The next morning, my uncle, who was always silly and playful, began putting my sister and myself on his Okay, myself on his feet, pretending we were airplanes. When he dropped me on his stomach, he immediately began touching my privates for about 3 to 5 seconds. I immediately ran away from him, fearing what he could be doing to my sister. I immediately got I'm sorry, it keeps rolling up, guys, because other people are typing. I immediately got in the bathtub in scalding water. I had no idea what had just happened, but I knew it was bad because I felt sick and bad. My sister came running into the bathroom, excited and boasting about what he had done to her. I told her that I thought it was bad and that we should tell mom. I never told my sister that he had touched me also, but I convinced her to tell my mother. When we went to her, she said the most hateful things to my sister and told her to never speak of it again. I felt so bad for convincing my sister to tell because I was too bashful and frightened of my mother to begin with. I could never trust my mother after that. When I was 15, my father's friend, grown up son, viciously raped me. I had never met him before the night he raped me. He tortured me like an animal. He threatened me and my family. Judy, thank you so much for sharing that. I have no words. I don't know if he was up here when I was telling parents and grandparents, listen to your children and believe them. Believe them. Listen to them and believe them. And then do something freaking about, then do something about it. Okay, hey, Erica. Hey, Zachariah. Guys, I got to go because we're pushing 5 o'clock and people was telling me that I'm going too long with these lives, but I wanted people who had the courage to say something to get their story in. I want to say that I love you guys. I love you. I love you. Love you. I thank you. Share this video. Somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to see it. And we will be back. If I have my strength and I'm still on top side of the earth and not pushing up daisies, we'll be back Tuesday at 4 o'clock for part 2 for this. And maybe we'll get some men who get enough courage over the weekend to share their story. You can say it's somebody else if you want to someone. Get some help. Therapy, yes, it is expensive. If you can afford it, get it. If you can't, find somebody you trust to talk about it with. It was very difficult for me. Now everybody in the world, from Dubai to the UK, from Africa to United States, no Leslie's hang-ups. But hey, it was worth it if I could get the conversation started. I gotta go, keep the conversation going and let's talk. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. I don't know. Just tell somebody. Love you. Bye.